India's third lunar mission, Chandrayaan 3, is all set to land on the moon today at around 6:04 p.m. Now, the spacecraft is now just a few hours away from its final destination and the moon's south pole. If the mission is successfully completed, India will become the fourth country to master the technology of soft landing on the lunar surface after the US, China and the erstwhile Soviet Union. Now, India will also become the first country to reach the unexplored larger south pole of the moon. Ahead of the historic landing, ISRO yesterday released new pictures exuding confidence of a successful soft landing. The live telecast of the landing operations will begin at 5:20 p.m. according to Indian Standard Time. The link for the live streaming has also been shared and is available on ISRO's official website. Prime Minister Narendra Modi, who is on an official visit to South Africa to attend the BRICS summit, will also join the Chandrayaan 3 landing program virtually. Now, India's mission moon budget, 615 crore, 615 crore, that is the big budget for this entire mission. The journey is of 42 days. The rover's life is of 14 days. Distance covered remains to be 3.84 lakh kilometers.
So right from the launch till both the deboost phases, we've seen everything going according to the plan. Just a step left. What do you anticipate, sir?
Well, I think what I feel is we will have a soft landing. We already at the 25 kilometers perigee, so in around 753 kilometers, total distance from the point where the total system is getting activated and to landing, it's around 753 kilometers. And since there are equipments like a laser Doppler, a velocity meter, there is a camera, so hazard detection and avoidance camera. There is a cabin altimeter which will find out the altitude or height within few centimeters. There is a laser altimeter which can give in less than a centimeter. So all these off and front cameras are there.
In fact, the other interesting bit that I want to ask you is it will also leave an imprint of ISRO and the Indian flag on the surface of the moon.
Yes. Till now we don't know whether flag will be there or not, but the rover rear wheels, right wheel has got a ISRO emblem, left wheel has got the, our Rajya Chinna, Ashoka emblem. Yeah. So it will be left in when it goes up to 50 meters or so, and since the sand is very fine, so sand can vary from 250 microns to a few microns. And in that one, so imprints will be there. Since there is no atmosphere, for centuries together, those imprints will be there. So we will have our imprint there. Yes. That's all.
Sir, since you were also part of the LEOS system center here in Bengaluru, I want to ask you about the onboard cameras that are on the lander and the rover. How important are they, sir? One. And second, ISRO also recently pointed out that most of it has been developed in-house.
Yeah, correct. See, mainly in ISRO, we have two main centers for developing these cameras. One is in the Space Applications Center, that is Ahmedabad, which makes all the remote sensing cameras. And the other electro-optical based instrumentation, many of the things are developed in the laboratory for electro-optic systems in Bangalore. Hazard detection camera, hazard detection and avoidance camera. See, this camera becomes very important because now this time when we are landing, it is not in one single phase. There are some 3-4 phases. One is the rough braking phase where you are trying to reduce the velocity, which is on both the horizontal and vertical components. Then you enter into some attitude hold phase where you stay there and try to slowly orient the lander vertically. That is, the thrust vector has to become vertical. And then you enter the rough braking phase where you come from say about 7 kilometers to 800 meters or so, and then from there you come to the still lower altitude, that is 150 meters. During these phases, especially during the last two phases, we need to find out whether when we see the moon, it is not as we see very smooth. There are very large craters and boulders and uneven surfaces. So when we land, and they can be many meters deep inside also.
So definitely that because last time we could not achieve, because we till this phase we did very well last time also, but the landing portion only we could not achieve properly. So definitely that's what this time it's a very, very, very anxious moment. Everybody is working, looking it very anxiously for this event to happen. And I am sure that this time it will be a grand success.
Chandrayaan 2, compared to that, is almost so many things have been done. In fact, I won't be able to explain every detail which Chairman ISRO himself has explained. About 80% changes are there. Weight itself is higher because they included quite a few things. Then they included redundancy in the engine, in the orbiter himself, so that one engine, suppose something happens, etc. So the chances of success is exceedingly high.
Chandrayaan 2, we had this orbiter, and we also had the lander and the rover. And the testing which was carried out on the lander and the rover were to an average extent, and that could not do a soft landing. It actually crash landed. But with respect to Chandrayaan 3, we have this a propulsion module which is actually orbiting, and then we have this lander and rover which is expected to soft land. Such a extensive testing and simulations have been done, and therefore we expect that the landing will definitely be achieved.
It will be a proud moment for every Indian. India, which was considered as a country which goes to many Western powers with a begging bowl, now has reached a stage where it can send its own instrument to the moon, and like any other 140 crore people of this country, I am also waiting to see the Vikram land on the surface of the moon, and the rover goes out and starts expeditions on the surface of the moon.
सफल लैंडिंग से एक तरह से देखा जाए तो सीधे तो हमको कोई ऐसा कोई खजाना मिलने वाला नहीं है कि हमको एकदम से कुछ खजाने पे हाथ लग गया हो, पर आपने देखा होगा कि ये तकनीक हासिल करना, जो कि पिछली बार हम असफल हो गए थे चंद्रयान 2 के समय पे लैंडिंग करने में, तो उस तरह से देखें तो जो अलग अलग तकनीकी हम मास्टरी कर पाए हैं, उसको सीख पाए हैं, जिसके कारण हम इस प्रकार के कठिन मिशन पार कर पाएंगे, तो ये तकनीक हम उपयोग करके भविष्य में अन्य विकट मिशनों में भी हम कार्य कर पाएंगे। हमको अभी गगनयान प्रोग्राम करना है जिसमें हम आदमी को स्पेस में ले जाने वाले हैं।
All put together, Chandrayaan 2 has given enough feedback for the Chandrayaan 3 configuration and its onboard programming and the sensors redundancy point of view and the thruster location, selection of the landing site, and as well as the strengthening of the wheel. So the strengthening of your legs. So that way I think things look better. And similarly from July 14th to now, I think every instant, every move was coming for the main path itself. So indicating all the systems are okay. Even now after lander separating from the propulsion module, also the first two maneuvers have gone reasonably well.
सबकी नजरें चंदा मामा की तरफ लगी हुई है। हम प्रार्थना कर रहे हैं, हमारे वैज्ञानिकों ने जो परिश्रम किया है